trying to understand, how does brain cancer originate and how does it spread?
To answer those questions, Dr. Q and his research team are looking at neural stem cells, which are taken from human brain tissue. These cells have the ability to become different types of mature brain cells. Dr. Q thinks that in brain cancer, something may go wrong with these cells, causing them to grow out of control and seed tumors that are frequently malignant.
Certainly, if it is malignant brain cancer, virtually almost no possibility of cure.
If these cells are growing out of control, and if Dr. Q and his team can determine why, then maybe one day they'll be able to stop or reverse the process, transforming brain cancer from a deadly disease to a chronic but manageable condition.
We are at the forefront of understanding human tissue, human cells.
It's hard to get human brain tissue to study, especially tissue from living patients. But Dr. Q has a special connection. Turns out, he has a close relationship with one of the country's top brain surgeons here at Johns Hopkins, Dr. Alfredo Quiñones Hinojosa.
And Pardis's idea has been picked up by many, many groups now. It's now considered a routine tool for scanning the human genome to understand evolution.
Pardis is a graduate of MIT and the Harvard Medical School. In 1 year, she received not only a 7-figure research grant from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, but an honorable mention in Billboard's World Song Competition. A female rocker who was born in Iran and is now a genetics professor at Harvard. Wait, let me repeat that. A female rocker who was born in Iran and is now a genetics professor at Harvard. Pardis is her very own mix of a new generation's sensibilities with the old generation's credentials.
If you do what you love, things happen fast. And I think that I don't manage my time well. I don't think I do anything special. It's just I stick around things that I love.
I have been very, very greatly privileged to be part of one of the most exciting projects I've ever been involved with. And I want to say a very big thank you to John and Les and Larry and all of you who had the good sense for us of inviting Leah and me to join up with this extraordinary community. They are aware, these young people, that we are really meant to be family. And all kinds of things go horribly badly wrong when we forget that.
Semester at Sea is conducted aboard the Explorer, fully equipped to function as a floating university campus.
Up on a hill.
The ship includes most of the facilities and amenities one would find on a land-based campus. The ship and the community that develops each semester is a central part of the Semester at Sea experience.
Finally tonight, the third report in our new series on education issues from grade school to college. Last night's was on Florida's mandatory testing for high school graduation. Tonight, the gender gap on college campuses. Lee Hochberg of Oregon Public Broadcasting has the story.
The Seattle University basketball team took its lumps recently from the University of Alaska team. But Seattle U was interested in more than just wins and losses. The school had moved to a higher division in NCAA athletic competition in an attempt to lure more male students to campus. Mike McCune is director of admissions.
There's a certain amount of identification with the athletic program.
So more prominent athletic programs, clearly male athletic programs, are going to help us to attract more men.
At Seattle U, a private Jesuit college, women make up 61% of the undergraduate student body. On college campuses across the U.S., enrollments have become decidedly female. Some especially rigorous colleges are up to 70% female. McCune says the gender gap reflects a serious problem with young men.
Nearly everything about R.V. Smith is big. To start with, he stands 6'5". His laugh is deep and big. He wears big jewelry. But most of all, R.V. paints big on canvases that stretch 5, 8, even 12 feet across. It was his graduate school professor who first put him in front of such a large canvas.
The Phantom Menace is set 30 years or so before the original, but as this scene shows us, the film is light years ahead in special effects. To see how it's done, we went to Downstream, a Portland production company which specializes in creating the same type of eye-popping visuals you'll see in Star Wars Episode 1.
Anything you can imagine, we can make it happen.
With Mike Quinn at the computer controls, we came up with a simple example of how videotape, 3D graphics, and computer backgrounds can be mixed and manipulated. Here's the finished product, the Channel 2 helicopters flying in formation with an X-Wing fighter from the original Star Wars movie, and me in the cockpit. So how did they do that? It starts with a computer model that Mike found on the internet.